Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on your time zone, and welcome to Moral Compass 101. It's my humble submission that you have had a good week. Mine has been okay, and I will quote the words of the psalmist in chapter 23, where he says that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He winds up that chapter in verses 6 and says that surely goodness and mercy shall follow me, and I shall dwell in the house of Jehovah all my days. Having said that, I'll do a quick recap on our last Sunday's topic, which was practical wisdom or phonesis into bracket sapiens, where I said that there is a dire need to transform your knowledge and understanding conceptualization into tangible outcome, which is a matter of practical wisdom. Today we'll start a new topic, which is the largely and the most procrastinated need by vast majority of people in avoidance of further suspense. The topic of the day is change. The topic of the day is change. Having said that, please I'll implore you to subscribe so that we can get edified together, comment to interact, and like and share to spread knowledge collectively. Change. From abrogated New Year's resolutions to comfort zone in mediocrity, change continues to suffer immense negligence and deplorable nature from humanity. That this negligence is a deplorable nature from humanity. So many people to this day and age are still resistant to change. So, what is change? My definition of change is an inevitable fundamental aspect of reality, a law of nature, a constant force, and a transformational necessity that supports the essence of existence, where the maladaptive defiance to its adaptation and adoption becomes futile. Maladaptive is the inability or the unwillingness to adjust to new life circumstances or difficult situations. That's why we say that if you don't change, change will change you, because it's a nature of rule, just like time. So many people have resisted change, and the due cause change have forced them to change from their mediocrity. A perfect example of two companies which did not embrace change a while back. One of them is BlackBerry. They resisted change from the old ways of phone technology to the digital way of smartphones, and today, they are irrelevant in the market. Another company is the Blockbuster, the greatest movie company of all times up to mid 2000s. Their failure to embrace digital technology that is, made them futile, and they were kicked out by companies like Netflix, Hulu, and the like. So change is not an observation or an event. It's a foundational characteristic and a necessary condition for existence. It's not a want, but rather it's a need for survival. And this brings us to the words of Paul to the Romans in Romans chapter number 12 and verses 2, where he says, do not conform to the patterns of the world, but ye be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That renewing of your mind is change. And then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. So Paul is calling us or pointing us to a moment of transformation, which is a moment of change. As a fundamental human necessity, change demands three aspects, namely decision, and action. Intention, decision, and action. So what is intention? Intention is the why that's behind change. The why that is behind change. It's the conscious purpose, the objective that influences a behavior. Without intent, change will neither be purposeful nor sustainable. An action of change without intention is a waste of time and resources. This occurrence instigates frustration that can resort to refashion or relapse to old habits. So if you want to change but you don't have the intentions to why you are changing, it's all in vain. Contrary, intention sets the direction and focuses your attention towards your desired outcome. It's a powerful first step towards a deliberate trajectory of a new behavior. Intention is the first and a powerful first step towards your deliberate trajectory towards your new behavior, that is change. The second aspect of change is decision. Decision is the what that instigates a moment of resolve to act on an intention. It's the what that instigates a moment of resolve to act on your intention. A decision is a specific determination of commitment that differentiates a passive desire from an active choice. It's a pivot point that transforms your intentions into a viable plan. It moves you past the consideration stage and welcomes you to the implementation stage. That the bridge between your intention and your action is the decision. That decision must be made from a point of information, that is knowledge and understanding. So this brings us to our final aspect of change, which is action. Action is the how. So we had intention as the why, we have decisions as the what, and now we have the action as the how. Action is the how, or the actual behavior that produces new results. It's the occurrence that makes a change to become a reality. Hence, productivity is a product of an activity that in order for you to have change, you have to have an activity, to do something, to have an action. Without action, good and pure intentions plus well-informed decisions becomes futile. Action produces a feedback that helps you to reinforce, modify, and even sustain the change process for maximum viability. Change allows you to learn from what is effective and what is not, which in turn informs your next intention and decision respectively. That it's only change that can help you to adopt what was effective in your life or what is effective in your life, and leave alone the items or the things that are not effective. So the mutualism, interdependency of intention, decision, and action facilitates and sustains the overall change process. That these three aspects of change, intention, decision, and action, they must work in a mutual way or in interdependently in order to yield maximum results. While accountability hinges on acknowledging the outcome alongside intentions and decisions, good and pure intentions don't absorb or negate potential for harm. Hence the saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That regardless of your intentions, your decision, and your action, the accountability, the acknowledging of the accountability towards your intention and decision, you know, must be pure. This is an amoral aspect that, despite the outcome, was the process that led to your outcome moral. Is it accountable? So, quest, it's indisputable that intentions informs your decisions, that effectuates your actions, regardless of your pure intentions. If the decision ensued from your pure intentions leads to harm, that harmful outcome takes precedence in determining the effectiveness of your action. Hence, a dire need for wisdom during the contemplation of your intentions and the implementation of your decisions. Let me explain that. That many other times you can have a good intention. The intention is pure, but your action can lead to a harmful outcome or unwanted outcome because of negligence, because of lack of knowledge, because of lack of understanding. And at that point, there will be a conflicting kind of perception whether your action, your intentions were pure, noting that the outcome from your intentions and decisions are harmful. So, you are more likely than not to be judged by the outcome, by the visible or tangible outcome of your actions, rather than your invisible or intangible pure intentions. People will judge you with what they see, the actions they see, and the tangible outcome rather than the pure intentions, because intentions cannot be explained. They can only be explained through your decisions and your actions. Hence, you must always include wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in all matters intentions and decisions if your pure intention is what you earnestly and honestly advocate for. So that's why I said we have to include now the aspect of morality, the aspect of wisdom, integrity, in order to match these three aspects: pure intentions, informed decisions, and good outcome. While your intentions through your decisions refuse your motive, if it's pure or ulterior motive, and your ethical values, if they are moral or immoral, it's the actual outcome of your decisions and actions that carry the day. I just explained that. Nonetheless, recognizing the significance of the outcome does not determine the importance of pure intentions. In essence, it highlights the need for holistic approach to substantive reasoning and informed decision making through inclusion of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, where the accountability mindset for your intentions, your decisions, and actions, plus the need to mitigate harm, contrives a moral sense of responsibility. That's the wrong fashion of saying that despite of all those things, pure intentions, viable decisions, and good outcome, all of them, to be substantive, you must bring in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding as an aspect of morality. Just like trust, pure intentions can only be proven through consistency of evidence, positive decisions, and viable actions, which all together are a foundation of wisdom. Pure intentions, therefore, demands harmony and coherence among thoughts, words, and deeds. They have to work mutually and interdependently for their viability. Where actions are aligned with moral values and integrity, people are more likely to perceive your intentions as pure. While I'm well versed with the meaning and hence not ignorant that the road to hell is paved with good intentions, the credibility of this maxim is mostly based on the negative outcome that are akin to implicit bias. Implicit bias is the unconscious prejudice or stereotype that influences our decisions and actions without our knowledge or without our awareness. This is the same as subconscious bias. So I'll repeat that statement. So I'm not ignorant. So the credibility of this maxim is mostly based on the negative outcome that's akin to implicit bias, laxity, ulterior motives, unpredictable factors, and the lack of intelligence, which can be mitigated through wisdom, facilitation, and utilization of both knowledge and understanding that contrives ability, capability, and capacity as constitutes of competence. That you have to bring in those aspects, of wisdom, which are, knowledge and understanding, so that you can have the ability, the capability, and the capacity, towards competence in your change. In closing, pertaining matters of change, my question is, what is the intention that will lead to your decision, which will effectuate an action in order to change your life positively? Please note, a proactive change must always emanate from a pure intention that will instigate an informed decision towards an effective action, lest the entire process becomes futile. I'll repeat that. A proactive change must always emanate from a pure intention that will instigate an informed decision towards effective action, lest the entire process becomes futile. So, are you ready to embrace positive change in your life? Until next time, please stay safe. Blessings and shalom.